I hope you all are doing great. Okay. So my name is Aruj Fatma Khafani and I am the marketing executive at Aspire Analytica Private Limited company. A brief introduction of the company is that it's a software company located in Pakistan. It provides software solutions like ERP, Enterprise Resource Planning System, point of sale system, POS, and all other systems that companies want in Pakistan and also overseas. Now, our solutions are irrespective of the size of your company or the industry you operate in. With me, I have two very special guests. First of all, Mr. Ali Raza, who is one of the top 10 bloggers of Pakistan. He is the CEO of a Google partner company. He is also the director of a company called Raza International Private Limited, and he is also the head in charge of Alia Brand Trust. Secondly, we have with us Mr. Abbas Dedi. He did his master's from Wollongong University of Australia in ICT Advance. He started his career with a software house in Pakistan, where he was the very first and the youngest employee to be to be appointed as the head technical lead. Apart from that, he has 5 years of experience in the IT industry, and he has been with this Aspire Analytica team since January 2021. Thank you, gentlemen, for joining us. Mr. Ali, I'm sure that all our audience here are curious to know how you started your journey, especially your professional career, the ups and downs. If you could just walk us through.
Thank you, Fatima. Thank you, Fatima, for giving a brief introduction about me and as well as the other colleague here with me. I started my career from quite young age. When I was quite young, probably I was around 11 to 12 years old when I started, and I was in the field and I wanted to earn through it. I still remember I used to sell web hosting services, and eventually got my first check from Google AdSense when I was in class. I was 14 years old at that time, and the dollar was of 60 rupees. That time, still have a memory with that thing, and it was on my mother's name because I was not 18 years of age. And I got shortly afterwards, I got in 2006 SEO certification from Web CEO, and then eventually in 2012 I got myself as a Google Ads and Bing Ads certified, and we expanded our operations from SEO to PPC and other digital marketing services. And eventually in 2013 I got my company registered as a Google partner firm. And one thing I wanted to tell you, as being a Google partner, I used to be a guest speaker at different universities, and I wanted a way, I thought a way to let's have to be connected with my audience, uh, with my followers. So I started a blog, and being a marketing person myself, it's I can talk for hours. You give me the stage and I'm gonna say a lot of things on the mic, because being a marketer I can speak a lot of things. But when it comes to writing, the writing, I still remember my first article was actually a massive failure. It had a lot of grammar issues, and one of my colleagues used to laugh. Sir, what did you wrote? So I still laugh. But that is how I started blogging, and it was in 2014 I started blogging. And Alhamdulillah, with the grace of Allah, subhanahu wa ta'ala, I got myself registered as being a top 10 blogger in Pakistan. So that is how my journey. And in 2018, I joined Alia Brand Hospital. It's a trust hospital. So, all the work you do is for yourself. Why don't you do something for others? That is how I started that thing. And in 2013, I joined my family business which is with the name of Raza International Private Limited, which has various brands such as Adore, Arch, Beauty Mart, Annual, different brands. I'm being a director and the owner of we have it's a joint company and we have a multiple. It's basically a partnership company, you better say. So used to have I have dealt in various tasks from marketing to management to I've worked at different places. So I got various experience with the help of Allah Subhanahu wa Taala. Thank you so much. It was my introduction.
Very inspirational. Thank you so much. Mr. Abbas, over to you.
Thank you, Aruj. Okay, so my name is Abbas Zaidi. I pretty much did my undergraduate from FAST in computer sciences, which was my passion since the beginning, like computer sciences and all the tech related field, to be honest. So I started working for NetSol Technologies pretty much the same day, which was the last day of my exam at FAST. So I remember that like I was appearing at my last paper in the morning, and in the evening I pretty much gave my joining. Like pretty much went directly from my examination hall to NetSol to give my joining over there. So in NetSol, I was pretty much made a project technical lead within a year time, as I was being the youngest lead in 22 years history of NetSol to be selected as the technical lead. So I was leading like a 50 million US dollar project for one of the company's client in China. And so that is where was my first experience I got for IT consultancy. And I want that was one like that one experience of IT consultancy kind of led me to realize that this is what I'm good at and this is what I want to continue as my career. So I went to Australia pretty much to continue my studies and my career path, which was in IT consultancy. So in Australia, I did my postgraduate in information communication technology advanced, which is more related to IT governance and like the top management side towards IT. So after that, I was pretty much I came back in Pakistan for 2 months vacation, to be honest. But then Corona took over the world, and we kind of changed the way we look and we live in the world. So yeah, here I am, I guess. I was joined Aspire Analytica back in January because Aliza is one of my mates from back from Fast. So that is how we linked up, and I got an offer from him. Yeah, I joined the company. So yeah, that should be it.
A great story. Thank you so much. Okay, my next question is that many people in our audience would like to know that what are the prospects in the IT industry of Pakistan? It's growing, the government is supporting it, but any insights that you people would like to give in? Mr. Ali, you will start with.
Okay, recently there was a news of FBR planning to planning to charge tax based on a remittance received through Payoneer company, and everyone was very surprised. So, in case if you're saying the government is supporting, I have to disagree with some point. Although the previous government used to support, I know many programs which was being started in the previous government, the credits where due should be given, such as Shehbaz Sharif started e-Rozgar program and Digital Punjab and Mr. Umar Saif, who was the head of that project, did many initiatives, which needs to be appreciated. So far, I'm not satisfied with the current government and things they are doing, such as this the Payoneer one. Although they reversed it as soon as it was all being shared and it all went viral. I also have objections regarding such as PayPal is not being available in Pakistan. But other than that, our industry is booming and it's growing all with all the efforts. The reasons I'm pointing out these things is because if we are not going to work on them, then the freelancers are going to shift to abroad or different countries if they get a chance. Especially UAE is the main place because there are no taxes on foreign remittance if you live and work in UAE. Especially in Dubai or some places, I think Jabal Ali is a tax-free zone. So we need to work on these things. But on the other, why it's booming or why it's growing is because many businesses in Pakistan are still offline and they need to be online. With the Corona epidemic, things have been changed suddenly. Many businesses who never thought to be online, they think, we need to be online. We need to have an online presence. They they bought their own e-commerce stores. They started to think on this, but the market is very different here as compared to abroad. The market is different way here because we have a lot of issues here, in working, such as we have a lot of payment issues here. We work in Pakistan, the parties, payments get a lot of issues. But when we are working abroad, the companies are very good, the people are very good. So there is a difference, or mentally we are not ready to pay for these things, and huge environment is being needed or something massive education is being needed. Like you have to spend money to get viewers, to get audience, but also people are getting educated. Some brands have shifted already and some are moving towards in the I'm talking particularly about digital marketing aspect. But again, as far as the apps are concerned, many brands have been shifted, online shopping, which was never been thought about. People started to think about it. Still remember it was back in 2012 when home shopping was one of the pioneer who started the formula of COD, cash delivery. Before that, there was people were very curious to give their credit cards online, and they were like, if we give our credit card online, we can be the victim of fraud, or our credit card can be hacked. So the home shopping presented a formula of COD, which is now very famous, being used by Raza and many other. That is, COD means cash on delivery. Like,
Yes.
you order a product and you have to pay it when you receive it after seeing it. So it was a very good intended. It was a very good creation uh, by Pakistani minds. So yes, the future is bright because we haven't reached our peak yet. So there is a lot of market, and that's what I have to say. Thank you.
Mr. Abbas, what do you think of the prospect of this industry?
Okay, so technically, IT industry, to be honest, is something which is more like in our bones, I would say, at the moment, because everywhere, whatever industry you go to, you will find IT in it. And Pakistan, I would say, or to be honest, we are still lagging a lot behind with the advancements in the world going on all abroad. But still, I reckon we are making up to the point because we have a lot of good software houses, we have a lot of good resources, we have that talent back in Pakistan, but the market is still missing because the people, like the general population, I would pretty much agree with Ali that general population doesn't really know the importance of implementing IT in their solutions in their businesses. Because one thing for sure is that IT kind of improves your business efficiency, it improves your flexibility, collaboration. There are like a number of advantages of using IT as a tool for advancements, but we're missing that on a lot in Pakistan. But as far as the government is related concerned, I reckon they're like no export tax on IT sales at the moment. So that's one good initiative, but still there is a lot of room for improvement for the government as well to provide good IT solutions, good IT software. Because I reckon the market is still there, but it's all about capturing the market in the right opportunities at the right time. Because that is what matters in the end is when you capture the right opportunity at the right time. So I reckon this is the right time because we are still like being Pakistan, being a developing country, we can easily compare from like other developed countries, but like we have to pretty much have a look at our own dynamics at the moment. We're still I would say underdeveloped by a huge extent with population growth, but still there is a lot of room for improvement, which and a lot of opportunities as well, which we can grasp with time, I would say.
Right. Okay. So that is why today's topic is also about how this businesses, especially the small and medium-sized businesses, can advantage or be impacted by the technological changes, especially ERP and search engine optimization. Right. But before we start discussion on this topic, Mr. Abbas, could you please give our audience a tour of our website, a very brief tour?
Sure. So, okay. So guys, we at Aspire Analytica, we are someone who are trying to implement the technology of tomorrow. Today we are trying to innovate more greater changes. And in a great when by saying greater changes, I mean greater software solutions for all sorts of businesses. And what we're trying to do is we're trying to innovate and trying to cater to the needs and requirements of all the businesses across different industries so that they can have multiple advantages or they can pretty much improve efficiency in their system. They can improve collaboration, cost estimation, mobility, department collaboration, they can cost like you have use of cost savings, mobility. So there are like a number of advantages for using IT in general, and that is what we do at Aspire Analytica. So the basic, we have like our homepage, which I'll give you a demo later on, but I'll show you the industries. So we're catering consumer industry, we're catering manufacturing industries, we're catering service-based industries, public services, energy and natural resources, and discrete industries, which are your high-tech aerospace and defense and industrial machineries. Then our products. So the products that we offer, we're currently offering back at Aspire Analytica is the number one is our ERP enterprise resource planning software. So ERP system is basically, I guess we all know what an ERP is, but I'll give you a brief demo or sorry, brief explanation. So ERP system is basically enterprise resource planning system, which plans your end-to-end processes of an organization in order to give it a more clear view of the businesses, enhancing business processes. It improves collaboration and workflow, standardizes your business processes. It facilitates regulatory compliances, improves supply chain management, and enables scenario-driven decision making. And the reporting, especially reporting, is the most essential part of this ERP system which we are offering. So then we have the CRM. CRM is more like lead generation and related to your customer sales. Then we have got a supply chain management system. We've got a wonderful HR and people management system. So in which we are giving a lot of features and functionalities which are out of the box and kind of new for the industry. We're trying to, as we said earlier, we're trying to innovate. So this is part of our innovation. Then we are providing an inventory management solutions. We're providing business technology platforms, sales and marketing app, plus we got a financial management software. So giving you a brief overview of the website is here are our 4 basic goals, which are strong, focused, reliable, and trusted. So strong, why? Because our systems, they're highly encrypted, because we all know we're using cloud platforms, cloud. So cloud tools are their online tools, their online platforms, which increases mobility, but it also has security issues. So what we're doing back at Aspire is we're providing super security so that our clients' information, their data remains safe with us. We're focused in a way that we as a team, we're focused on serving up-to-date and intelligent and innovative solutions to all our clients. Reliable, because we've been working with in this industry for a couple of years now, and we have pretty much provided out of the box solutions for our clients which have helped them grow their and expand their business exponentially. Plus we're trusted because we have over 100 plus businesses which we are providing our services to, and they all, our businesses are flourishing with the help of IT and the services that we provide. So we're basic our rise with Aspire Analytica. What we mean by rise here is recognize your problems, like problem identification, investigate the reasons, like what are the reasons of the problem and where can the issues be resolved, like what are the gaps in between. Plus we resolve the issues, we cater to the specific demands of the customers, of the businesses. We cater your businesses according to the needs of the exact, according to the exact needs, what is required of the KPIs. And then eventually we evaluate with success. Products and services, I've already described products that we have. Then we have like the new industry dynamics. So it focuses on people, processes, and experiences. Then we have like doing business the intelligent way. So this is what I was talking about earlier, that our smart business solutions, they help reduce business costs and time wastage drastically. And while looking for while looking for all the needs and cater all the needs of the customer and or their business processes. So these are the details of our clientage and the countries we're working on. Here are a few customers that Adore is like one of our top clients. As Ali mentioned earlier, like we are proud to provide them with the ERP solution as well. So I'll quickly move over to a few pages here. So our industries page. I've pretty much told which industries we're catering to, but just for the basic overview, the consumer industry is we're maintaining all the consumer data, their purchases, patterns, past successes, promotional campaigns, everything. Then we're catering all the manufacturing industry, services, public service industry. So you can always request a demo with us because we provide demos for all the clients and all the services and industries. Products, I won't really go in much detail of the products because they'll pretty much take all the time of the video call if I go in detail of it. So I'll pretty much give you a overview of it. So basically what we have is like our top product, as is mentioned earlier, is ERP solution, which is an in-house, totally in-house developed product, and which gives you a lot of advantages with all the cost savings, mobilities, like maximizing outputs and scalabilities, collaboration, flexibilities, productivity, forecasting, and integrated information plus reports. reports are we using artificial intelligence and business intelligence reports, so which gives you a good overview and holistic overview about the company, about the organization, about the ways and wants, what to do's and what not to do's, and it gives you a whole scenario, whole aspect of of the business, to be honest. Then are all of our products, they're cloud based. So cloud based products are like one best, I would say, feature of cloud industry is you can access your data from anywhere at any time, and it'll be all there for you. Plus, as I mentioned like earlier as well, human resource system is one we also take pride in. So it aids our clients in payroll management, recording attendance, leave entitlements, employer profile management, recruitment processes, perks and benefits management, performance management, and there is a lot more to it. Then there's a CRM, which is the customer relationship management system. Then we have our supply chain management system, which facilitates in rating suppliers, supplier sections, communication flow management, channel selection, and supplier management. So this is actually linked towards our next system, which is our inventory management system. So inventory management system is also one of our lead systems, I would say, which kind of gives you a boost in efficiency in all your stock managements. All it gives you a holistic details of all the product management with a lot of features and a lot of reporting tools as well. Again, and which has like a purchase all which caters all the requirements for purchase management, sales management, flexible reports, order management, cost management, and different displays. We also have a library management system. We're providing this to one of our clients. So they're actually using multiple locations and multiple libraries, which are embedded into one system, one software that we have, different locations and different multiple libraries at multiple locations, all embedded into one system and one software for ease of the users to find a certain book or certain ebook. Then we have our Aspire chat, which is more like a WhatsApp application, but it is more designed for the organization. When I say organizations, I mean that you can track all the details of it. You can delete chats, and there is a lot more. You can add your employees. You can have the whole track record of your employees, and it gives a lot more features than what WhatsApp is currently providing. Then we have our sales and marketing application, which are real-time monitoring, reporting, supports chat, engaging, exchanging information, and assigning tasks and time management. Then we have our point of sale system, which is leads to run real-time transaction monitoring, modification and data update, customized sales, invoices, day sales, and report generation, and it provides a lot more functionality. Then we have another store. We have an e-commerce store, web development. We have our financial management system, and we develop apps. So you can always request a trial for all of these mentioned systems. You can get a 7 days trial free with a demo. So, and then I'll just pretty much show you the contact details for the company. So you can always contact us at Aspire Analytica. You can write us an email, or you can always welcome to visit our office, or you can fill out the form in order to contact us. So this was the basic overview of the website that I have. So over to you, Aruj.
Thank you so much for the detailed analysis and insights. Now coming back to the topic, the impact or the importance or the future significance that ERP and other similar technologies and techniques, for example, investing in SEO, how can these impact or make the businesses more effective? Starting with you, Mr. Ali.
Can you come up again with a question?
My question is that how can companies of all size benefit from SEO, ERP, and other technological advances and different technologies coming in?
You know, automation is quite popular. When I was in Singapore, I was attending a workshop from Google, and it was about how automation is working. And one of the few, you know, they showed Barack Obama as an example, who's the ex-to-ex president, you know, The Trump was the president at the moment I attended it. And they showed like Obama, where does Obama goes on every week. They showed the best friends of Obama. They told like who's the Obama's best friend. Google is knowing about it. Who is the Obama's wife? How many children Obama has? Where does they go? What are their school timings? What are their favorite hobbies? And what they are going to do? Their favorite pizzas, what kind of disease they have. Google is automatically tracking everything. So it was very quite interesting things to see, and I was very happy. Because if we get these kind of a data, we have a lot of things we can do basis on the data. Even in the marketing, everything is based on the data. My data is everything. How ERPs or even SEO, they are helping you with many things. One such is the data. You get a lot of data. Data is very important. And for instance, if it comes to ERP, you can do a lot of things quicker. If you are making notes on your paper and writing everything, for instance, by God's sake, if but I mean, for me, if it doesn't happen, but in case it happens, for instance, your record went missing, what we are gonna do? If everything is digitalized, things are quite easy. So ERPs are helping this way. ERPs are making the things quicker, easier. We are, even in Adore, as a VAS, that we have implemented this ERP Aspire Analytica, and I'm quite satisfied and happy. Also, there are several things that features we really wanted to add, and we are working on them. But so far, it's good experience, and we wanted it to be on cloud. So there are many benefits. For instance, if I have to check my company records, I can take it from anywhere, any place. I don't need to be at my office all the time to check this. For instance, if I'm from Pakistan, I can check them. If I'm not in the office, I can check them. And we also have a backup. For instance, if our computer gets virus, we know that our data is safe. So this is from the ERP purposes. And now when it comes to SEO, SEO is a very different scenario. SEO means search and optimization, and as marketing, you need to be online and you need to be on the top of your Google if you want more customers. For instance, if you have a great product but nobody knows you, and if you have an English product and everybody knows you, let me ask you, what kind of a product is better? Let me repeat it for you. There is a product which is an average product, but everyone knows about it, and there's an excellent product, but nobody knows about it. Which product?
The first one, which is an average product, but everyone knows about it. That will be more successful.
Yeah, why? Because people knows about it. So marketing is very important for your product. But people should know about your product on what kind of a thing you have. People don't know you, regardless of how good it is, it's going to be. So which is why SEO is necessary. And as for the statistics, websites, different statistics says different, but let me assume on the basis of various that 60 to 70% of traffic website receive are through search engines. So search engines have a great share of bringing traffic to your website. So in case if you are not going to be ranked over there, someone else is going to be ranked and take a customer which you was about to have. So in marketing, everything is an opportunity, and you can't miss any opportunity. SEO is one such.
Over to you, Mr. Abbas, the same question.
Can you please repeat the question? What was the question?
Yeah, the question is that how can companies of all sizes benefit from the technology and the new techniques that are coming in, for example, ERP and SEO?
Okay, so companies can have a number of advantages and number of benefits from all the IT technological solutions, to be honest. So there are actually three steps for an organization. One is digitization, the second is digitalization, and third is digital transformation. So what we're seeing now is more trend towards digital transformation. So digitization, I'll give you a bit of an overview of what these are. So digitization is basically just buying off-the-shelf products and implementing those products across our organization or businesses. So that won't really do much good because we're spending a lot of costs on the IT solutions, but there are not much trainings available. As far as digitalization is implementing those products and providing the required training to all the staff and all the stakeholders so that they can benefit from the technology and the technological tools. And now the trend is moving towards digital transformation. So what digital transformation basically is, it's more like you have to change the whole culture of the organization so that the KPIs would evolve from within the organization which would be more beneficial for the company and the organization, because their KPIs, their key performance indicators, their main business processes, their all of their scalabilities, their collaboration within the organization, the mobilities, so they should evolve from within an organization. As Ali was talking about data, so there was an article which I was reading which mentioned that data has surpassed oil in its value and is known to be the most valuable asset on the planet at the moment. So there is a lot which can be and which has been done with data. So a very good example was uh, of data manipulation was Brexit elections and Trump elections. So there was a documentary uh, which kind of mentioned on Netflix, which kind of showed of the dark side of the data being used to manipulate the votes on Brexit elections and the Trump elections. But let's not get into it. So on the bright side, the data can be used for forecasting, for trends, for reportings, and for giving you a holistic view of your organizations, of your do's and the don'ts. Or it gives you the maximum, and it gives you a lot of cost savings as well, because you can predict the trends. Like now, the trends are moving towards IoT. So IoTs are more like Internet of Things. So what we do, IoT basically is like a good example would be so like a fifth generation of where we're moving is like Adidas. Adidas actually implemented a 3D scanner in one of the shopping malls in Dubai. So what they did is what like ease for customers is like usually when you go to Adidas, you don't really find the right size of like right size, or you don't really find the right sole, or if it's like you want to customize the shoelaces or something. So what they did with technological advancements is like they put up a 3D scanner, like a whole machine in one of it is more of a pilot project at the moment. But how it works is like you scan your foot, it automatically scans it, takes a 3D scanning of your foot. You can actually custom choose your sole of the that you want for your shoe. You can actually custom choose the whole designing of the shoe, and you can even custom choose the color of your shoelaces. So that is one good thing for females, I reckon, because they are a lot of picky and choosy in all of the apparels, to be honest. But generally, so and the product eventually gets delivered at your home. So this is how technology is advancing day by day, which is providing, and this is a lot more efficient. You get what you actually want, exactly what you want, delivered to your house using technology. And there is a lot more to it, like which technology can do and help within an organization and outside an organization. But it is eventually making our lives a lot more easier, honestly.
Exactly. Okay. So my next question is digging the things you just said. So I'll ask it from Mr. Ali. Um, Mr. Abbas just mentioned that how big companies are using technology and doing more R&D. So in Pakistan, we see that most big companies are considering themselves already at the peak of technological advancement. So how do you think the already large and big corporations can still benefit from such advances?
First of all, apart from saying like the data has surpassed the value of oil, I still remember I was discussing with Hisham Sabasab, and one thing he said, and that is data is the new oil. Data is the new oil. So that was a very interesting thing to say. So I quoted here. You know, personally, I do not feel the technological advancement has been done in Pakistan. It is very little, to be really honest. Companies just started shifting towards digital era. In case if you want to see, you can see with the one such thing is PayPal is not being available. NFC payments are not being in Pakistan. Digital payments are very low, very slow. Through WeChat in China, you can pay through your WeChat. There are a lot of facilities through that. You do not have to have a cash with yourself. So saying the word digital technological advancement has been done in the Pakistan, no, not yet. There is a lot of education needs to be done with the masses. The problem is with the masses. We Pakistanis are very slow in updating ourselves and changing our mindset, and which is a very main concern. Secondly, I'm not again satisfied with the internet speed here. Although it's good, maybe probably one of the best in Asia, but abroad has a lot of to give. We need to learn from there. There were different experiences. If you travel around the world, you're going to see a lot of things which are being done abroad, which are not being done right now. It's not being happening in Pakistan. So, uh, one such again is Amazon is not available in Pakistan. Digital payments needs to be improved here. NFC payments are needs to be improved here. And then there are if you want to start your online e-commerce store in Pakistan, you are going to have a lot of hurdles. For instance, how you're going to accept credit card payments online? That is one of the biggest challenge here, and the procedure is very very difficult. Even with the Jazz Cash or even with the Easy Paisa, though have started merchant centers, but again, there are something for God forbid in case if there is a refund, there are no favors to the merchants here in Pakistan, unlike abroad. In abroad, merchants are being favored. So there are a lot of problems for companies to shift online. Once, like I'm highlighting about the e-commerce because I'm a digital guy and mostly talk about digital things. So that is the thing where we are lacking. We need to shift. We need to upgrade ourselves. Pakistani companies are slow, unless and until if Corona didn't happen here, you
Yeah.
wouldn't you wouldn't see such improvement in Pakistan regards to digital world. The Corona has its own positive effects and the negative, and thanks to Corona, that people realize the importance of digital world and they need to shift their presence. They need to have their online presence, which is why they thought to have the online stores, online billings. There is a trend, and like if many companies started doing it, the others started to follow them. That is how. But you are saying that we reached the peak? No, not yet. There are a lot of things which needs to be done. Over to you. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Abbas, would you like to add something, or do you have a different opinion?
No, I would pretty much agree with Ali. Still have a lot of room for improvement in Pakistan. Like as you mentioned, the technologies like PayPal, NFC, card reading, but I reckon the dynamics that we have in Pakistan, we need more suitable technology according to our own dynamics. I reckon NFC won't be that successful in Pakistan because there would be a lot of hackers and there would be a lot of like robbery happening, like digital cash robberies. So I reckon the dynamics are a bit different in our country. So we need more technology, like in the more work done nowadays in technology is more of service-based industry. Like we're providing service to foreign clients. We're pretty much making softwares or we're using softwares which are made by foreign clients or foreign like abroad. So what we have to do is we have to focus or bit on the technology side, which caters our requirements, which caters our needs, which is according or which is specified towards our businesses or what we. This is what I reckon we need more. But on generally speaking, we are lagging a lot behind in technology because I won't really blame the businesses because I reckon it's more about the education. People are unaware of the advancements in IT, or people are unaware of how IT can help them in their businesses. Because IT, as I said earlier, IT is there to make our lives easier. It is there to help us in our businesses, help us in our work, help us in our organizations. It is actually there to help us. But one thing which we're missing is we don't really know the benefits and advantages of using IT as a tool for advancements. So I reckon the education is a bit missing, like education or public education about the use of IT in general.
Very true. Okay, my next question is about small businesses, or not that small, medium-sized businesses. Their main concern is about the cost-benefit analysis of investing in such technologies. So, being an entrepreneur yourself, Mr. Ali, how would you rate your experience that is it worth it? Is investing so much in these technologies worth the money?
These technologies or tools are basically we use to minimize our work, minimize our human work. For instance, in digital world, such as if we are managing a campaign for our client, let's say for Facebook ads or Google ads, we have to, in case if we have to see the bid, how the bidding is working and how the ad positioning is working, we need a tool. And unless and until if we don't use a tool, we need to have a manpower. Now let's calculate the cost of the tool and the cost of the manpower. Even with the manpower focus can be shifted to many things. For instance, like if there's a guy like me who used to with the mobile tech and he start to use the mobile again, and he doesn't know what happens. So we are gonna suffer with it. So with the tool, there are benefits. There are a lot of benefits. First of all, that is they are automated. In case if we move around something, or like if we forget, if we get a nap, or if we move towards something, we have something who is on the other hand keeping a check on what we are doing. So that is a very good thing. That is in regards to tool. Now regards to ERPs or the softwares are basically the same thing. They are going to help you with minimizing your human work, with minimizing your task. Although still a lot of data entry is needed, and that needs to be done by humans. But they have done a lot of work easier. I still remember, when I was a kid and I used to visit my father's office. So there was a lot of data being written physically on notebooks and papers, and they are writing. Or they were, the accountants used to be called as munchies. Now they are known as accountants. So they used to do a lot of work, and the chances of confusion, errors were too much. Let's say if you have to create 5 pages and you have to add them, there are 150 entries. In case if you are going to miss one entry, all of the 2 hours work is going to be wasted. The machines have done things a lot of easier for everyone, quicker, easier, efficient, and easy to save. So they are beneficial. And now the thing is, one such thing I was saying is, for instance, God forbid, if you lost your data, if you lose your data, or if all your papers get burned, or they get, what are you gonna do? Thanks to the software, cloud management system, backups, like we are now quite satisfied. And the second thing is, which I said earlier as well, that, with the help of these things, I can check my data from any place, anywhere, any place. Either I'm in home, either I'm at office, either I'm at a friend house, either I'm in Islamabad, somewhere outside. I have the accessibility to check my data and to have a strong eye on my staff from anywhere. Like if we are using cameras, we are using cameras in our hospitals. The team is very alert, like the boss can visit us and he's monitoring us. So, they are always on alert. So yeah, this is helping. The machinery, technology is helping in these things, and it is minimizing the task. Thank you. Over to you.
Same question to you, Mr. Abbas.
Well, obviously, technology is something which is there to help and make our lives easier. So, one very basic or one very major advantage is like total visibility. So, it gives you a clear picture in black and white of the whole running or operations of an organization. From pretty much start to the end of a processes, you'll get total visibility. Then you get flexible modularity. Then you have improved efficiency. Then you have improved customer services. So these are all the benefits and advantages of using IT. Because IT as a tool, as we mentioned earlier, IT as a tool is there to help us, and it improves like the overall customer services. It improves the overall visibility of an organization. It improves the collaboration between different workflows. It helps in again forecasting and making trends of a certain sale. Like if I have a product which is high selling, so I can pretty much make trends according to the sales of last 2-3 months, and I can produce more of that product because I know if a certain product ran out because it was way too popular. So we can pretty much predict that from our trends that a certain product is going, it has more demand in the market. So this is something which IT provides, a total visible picture of the whole business, of the whole operations of the whole organization, and it provides with it flexibility. As Ellie mentioned, that he can view his business from anywhere at any time. So that this is the one flexibility which is provided with the help of IT solutions and IT, especially the cloud solutions, because cloud solutions, they are meant to be from access from anywhere around the globe at any time, and their availability is 24/7. And there are like a lot of cloud platforms and cloud tools which are now becoming way too common to use for the general population and general public as well. Like once we, especially with Corona, we saw Zoom Like one application which I don't think so anybody heard about Zoom before Corona, but one application Zoom going on its peak in just the days. So and then it was like online teachings. So this is all like the world. To be honest, if IT wasn't there, if Corona would have hit us before 2000s and like the pre-internet period, the world would have been a lot different than it is today. So it is pretty much because of IT that the world actually sustained Corona. We're still having online classes. We're still having online solutions. We're still having pretty much all the workings online digitally. So yeah, I reckon should answer the question.
Yeah. So I think it's safe to say that all these technological advances have not just increased efficiency, but also have made life easier in terms of working and also otherwise, apart from being used in a business context, right?
Yeah.
So for parting, before we end this webinar, what is it that you would like to tell our audience? For example, words of wisdom or something that you've learned the hard way and you would not want other people to go through it in regards to business, technology, and the like.
So to me,
Yeah.
if I have to say, I have quoted it many places, from my many journeys and many trials and many experiments I did in all in my life, there's one thing which I learned, and that is you need to be consistent with whatever you do. There can be a lot of changes. I still remember my first article and my last article. If you compare, there is a lot of change, and the only reason is I was consistent. When you are consistent, you try to analyze your own mistakes. You try to see on how your competitors are successful and why not you. This evaluation, this critique, helps you to improve yourself. So my only suggestion is to be consistent. Although I'm tell you other things as well, such as we need to I also have a very strong tawakkul in one on Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and if you believe in the oneness of God, and if you believe in him, he are going to give you ways through which you didn't expect it, him to help you out. So this is my second thing. And my third thing will be, don't focus much on negative criticism. In Pakistan especially, we have a habit of leg pulling others. So which is why we are not able to get successful. So you need to ignore the negative criticism, and you need to focus on one thing, that is you need to be consistent. Thank you.
And there are also many people who are not very willing to shift to technology very soon. So if you would like to give some words to them to encourage them to give technology a chance.
A simple line that is going to change them is, if you are not going to shift, your competitors are going to be shifted, and you are going to lose it. So a lot of can be said, but this can be a very short summary for this. Thank you.
Thank you. Over to you, Mr. Abbas.
Okay, so answering your first question, I would say that we have to follow our unique or personal passions, because I reckon we perform at our very best when we are actually following our passions. So one thing which is missing from our culture altogether is we don't really follow our passions. We follow the crowd, or we follow the noises outside. So one thing for sure is just to follow your passions and be honest with yourself. So just pretty much two things which drives and gives out the best result for an individual and for the company as well, as when you're following your passions and you're being honest with yourself. Because what we need to do is we need to develop a sense of self reliability and self justice as well, because we need to be just with our own selves. And so this is answering the first question. And second question, as Ali mentioned, that is so true, that in order to gain competitive advantage with your client, you have to implement IT solutions, or if they take the competitive advantage, they'll capture more market, they'll make their business prosper, and eventually you're the one who's going to suffer in the end. So IT, like, you have to use it as a tool for advancements and a tool to make your life easier, and to use integrated information and to get a holistic overview of all the information and all the data within your hand, within pretty much your palm, I would say a phone, because you can pretty much have a look of all of your data within your hand. So this is all that should be good.
Thank you so much, gentlemen. It was a pleasure having you. And thank you again for taking out the time and attending this webinar. The entire team of Aspire Analytica wishes you both all the best for your future endeavors. Thank you and Allah Hafiz.
Thank you.